What's happening, everybody? Hope you had a good week. Let's talk a little bit this time about spring, and it's on its way. Take a look at this Bradford pear we got right here. See, those buds are already starting to swell. It ain't long. I mean, it ain't gonna be tomorrow, but it ain't gonna be a long time until we start seeing buds. So on pruning, we've talked a lot about pruning. We've talked about crepe myrtles and do not murder them. Leave the top, prune them, shape them, get the dead out, cross hatching, things like that, where they're rubbing together, that type of stuff. Now on shrubbery, now when I say shrubbery, I mean roses, yaupons, boxwoods, things like that. If you're gonna do a big cutback, now's the time to do it. But it depends on the plant on when you do it. So azaleas, things like that. Rule of thumb, if it blooms before May the 1st, wait and trim it after 2 weeks, after it's bloomed. Okay, 2 weeks after it's bloomed is when you want to trim things like azaleas, as they're going to bloom before May the 1st. If it blooms after May the 1st, go ahead and trim it now, sometime between now and first part of March. That's when you want to bloom, when you want to trim those. And the reason being, azaleas and some of your spring flowering plants already have their buds up. They hold them all year long. So you want to trim them a week to 2 weeks after they bloom, because they'll put their bud right back up. And if you trim them later, you're going to trim the blooms off for the following spring. Does that make sense? So that's what you need to do on that. We also need to start thinking about getting our equipment ready. Shops, a lot of times, I'm not speaking for them, but shops a lot of times will have a spring special. You know, they'll come in, or you can take your equipment, get a blade sharpening, check your belts, change your oil, filters, things like that, starting to get everything ready for spring. If you do it now, you kind of get ahead of the rush. Okay, hopefully you didn't leave bad gas in there, you ran it dry, you put in some kind of stay bill in the tank. Not something you got to do right yet, but you need to start thinking about it. So I hope everybody had a good week. That's a couple of projects we can do over the next 7 to 10 days, and thank God it warmed up. Thank you, Lord. I can actually handle this type of weather. Hope everybody has a great weekend.